Hey everybody, how are ya? It's your friendly neighborhood Matt here to give you some more digital marketing help. And today we're going to talk about how much you should spend on ads. You know, when to cut them, how to scale them. A lot of people are talking about scale, and there's so many different answers out there for this question. But I'm going to try to give you kind of some concepts for how to make decisions, because that's the thing that empowers you. It's playing. That's the thing that empowers you most in your business. It's not just teaching you the rote method of, press this button and get this result, but teaching you how to make decisions. So, as always, if you need some help with this kind of stuff, you can head on over to mattwrightcall.com and apply for a call with me. There we will develop a little bit of a strategy for you. And if you want to work together, then we can talk about working together. No pressure. And we do pretty awesome things for clients. Right now, we're getting people to watch 7 minutes of video for $1 with completely cold audiences, meaning people who've never run ads before, watching 7 minutes of stranger's video for $1, which is amazing when you consider the alternative math, which a lot of people are teaching about freebies and opt-ins and everything. I actually calculated that it would be around $50 to get someone to watch a video if you're doing the whole freebie opt-in thing and then sending them a video, a couple emails in. So let's get to it. How much should you spend on ads? Well, the ugly truth of it is, the real answer is, it kind of doesn't matter how much you spend on ads as long as it's profitable, and profitable to a certain extent. And what I mean by that is, people talk about, oh, well, you should have a $1 opt-in, or, to book a call, it should be, $30 or less, or, oh my gosh, I'm booking calls for $100 and none of them are converting stuff. And so what you got to look at, let's just take the booking calls. Let's say you're running an ad and the ad says, hey, I've seen that you've watched some of my content, and if you need some help with this stuff, click here and you can book a call with me and we'll do X, Y, and Z on the call. And say you're running an ad like that, and you're getting the application for $100, which is not unheard of. I had a close friend of mine start with that recently. She does books, and she was getting applications for $100, and she got it down to $40. But if you're getting applications for $100, what you have to look at is $100 tolerable for you? How long can you actually run ads with the money that you've set aside to run ads, or your available credit that you have to run ads, before you can't run ads anymore? Then you have to look at, okay, how many of the people who are booking calls that I'm paying $100 for these applications actually converting? How good's our sales team, or how good am I on the phone? Which, by the way, I just came out with a product called 7-Step Sales that talks about the exact methodology, the value-based methodology I've used to close around 70% of people in my first iteration of a new business. So that's a cool product, and I include it with all my one-on-one coaching clients. I just give it to them because it's really helpful. And so you got to look at how many of them am I closing, and then you got to look at, okay, when I do close them, what's the value of the sale? So just because it costs, $100, actually that's wrong math. So you have to look at how many people am I closing, and what's the client value. So that's really the real answer. But if you're just starting out, let's say you want to build some cold audiences, not cold audiences. You don't want to build those. You want to build warm audiences. And what that means is basically when you first start running ads, nobody knows who you are. Your pixel, which kind of keeps tracks of all your ad results, has no data on it. It's called seasoning your pixel. And so people talk about buying data or wasting money when you're first starting out. And I'd love for you to stop seeing it as wasting data, because if you're getting on, doing lives just like this and providing value to people, and then in all of those lives, you're saying, hey, go over to mattwrightcall.com, or one of my clients right now is a thing called hormoneclass.com, and she's booking people like crazy on the opt-in there, and we're going to release the webinar here in a couple weeks, and then it'll be a little flood of cash for her, which would be cool. If you're doing that, then you're going to have immediate traffic to whatever page it is. So rather than going out there and saying, hey, people who don't know me, please give me your email, please give me your personal information, and I'll send you some value over. You can provide that value up front. So if you're doing lives like that, it'll actually be pretty cheap for you. So the ideal budget from everybody I've learned from, kind of starting out, is to budget around $900 a month or $30 a day. Now, I have ran ad campaigns for people on a third of that budget for $300. and it is still worked out very well, at least as far as building the warm audience. Back when I was working with that client, we didn't include the pitches and the lives and things, so that's something we've changed recently, but it still worked out very well. So instead of spending $900 all in 1 month, oh my gosh, $900, a lot of money right on ads, right? What we did is we started with just 300, 300, 300, and then we started adding the conversion campaigns in later. And then when we finally did add in those conversion campaigns, the types of ad objectives that ask people to take a specific action, like to fill out an opt-in form or something, then it turned out to be very, very, very efficient for us, actually twice as efficient as people who had not done that. So if all this ad stuff sounds like a bunch of fancy talk to you, but you want to grow your business and you want to stop, sorry, there's so many planes flying overhead, I love planes, and you want to stop playing the organic marketing game, and you really want to expose yourself to a lot of new people, help a lot of new people, and make some money while you're doing it, you can always head on over to mattwrightcall.com and schedule a call with me there. There we'll work out a little strategy for you, and we'll talk about what it looks like to work one-on-one. If I think I can help you, then we'll help you. Most of the people who come to us actually are people who have hired guru-type people in the past, and they didn't get the implementation that they needed. So we actually do all the implementation in-house, 100%. Nobody has ever left without completing something. We create a focus plan, and we see that plan through. So back to ad results. Now, the next thing that you have to look at with ad results, aside from just how much, I'm going to get in the shade here so my face doesn't look crazy. Let's see. Okay, there we go. Now, the next thing you have to look at with ad results is not just how much am I spending per day, what are the calls that are closing and stuff. Sometimes you have to audit the entire process, and this is the big pitfall of hiring someone just for ads, or just for a webinar, or just for a funnel, or just to make you a freebie, or some video or something, is that succeeding with ads takes the envisioning and the seeing through and the true testing of an entire marketing process, from when the first time somebody gets exposed to you to when they buy. You got to be looking at that whole process. So there's going to be a time probably that comes where you need to audit your entire process. Maybe you've been running some cold ads to an email opt-in, and then the emails you send them some stuff, and then you get some people who book a call. And then you might be able to calculate that your cost per book call is X, right? And you go, wow, that's really expensive, and the people who are coming in off email aren't actually closing. And there's a little bit of field data that comes in right there. It's like, we just know this process isn't working. I don't need to do all the math to know that all the time. Now, then you might say, okay, people coming in on this cold campaign, going to this email thing, trying to book a call, it's not working. So it's like, all right, let's try something different. Let's try a webinar. And then you go and you try a webinar, and the webinar doesn't work for you. Or you just need a different webinar. You have to be able to troubleshoot at every level of the marketing process, and not just one thing. You can't just ever blame just one thing. So that takes knowing your numbers and setting up proper tracking. You can do that with things like UTMs. You can go to utm.io. That's a little website that'll help. It's super handy for tracking where people are coming in from your links instead of manually building them. And the next thing is maybe email stuff doesn't work, maybe a webinar doesn't work for you, but then maybe you find out that direct calls works really well for you. Okay, so now at this point you've not only worked out what your cold audiences are, gotten them into a warm audience, and then you're showing them offers for booking a call directly, and that works, and a webinar doesn't work for you, and sending them to an email opt-in to then book a call, it also doesn't work for you. You got to try out multiple different campaigns, so it's easily it's at least at minimum a 3-month commitment to really start seeing some real results and get things dialed in. So recap, how much should you spend on ads? $900 a month is kind of the recommended minimum. You can do it with less, and so like right now I'm running my videos for $6 a day, and that's getting me exposed to lots of new people, and you can go up from there. So $30 a day on your kind of whole cold audience thing, or your whole campaign. $900 a month is a really, really solid budget. And what I would look at it, just last little note here, is don't look at it as like I'm spending X on ads per month. Look at it as I'm subscribing to Facebook ads, and that I am going to spend this money every month, and that it is going to produce a result for me. So you got to go in with the right mindset too, that things are going to work for you. So ad results, don't always just look at the numbers that people tell you. Look at, is this actually profitable? How can I get it more profitable? And try out different sales processes. Try a webinar. Try getting people on your email list and then sending them emails and then booking call, and then try just direct booking call. So many different things. Be creative. One of my good friends who runs ads, he said, marketers are the greatest mad scientists or something. They're always trying new things, and you never know what'll work until you really test it. So as always, you can always press the share button in the bottom right if you know someone who needs to hear this kind of info. We appreciate that. And if you have any questions about ads or why your ads aren't getting approved and stuff, I did a previous live on that actually. You can drop a comment below and I will reply to you. And if you want some help with this kind of stuff, you want your ads run for you, your funnel stuff built and measured for you, that's the kind of thing that we help people out with. You can head on over to mattwrightcall.com and sign up for a call with me. We'll do a little strategy, and if I think I can help you, we can talk about working one-on-one together. It's really easy. My clients kind of only do a couple of things, which is do Facebook Lives just like this, 10 minutes a day, really easy once you get on a roll. And they help me develop a little webinar presentation, usually, and not always. And they also just brainstorm with me. We just talk and we figure out what the best next steps are for you based on your unique business. So, if all that sounds good, head on over to mattwrightcall.com. All right, sincerely hope this was helpful. Peace, and I will see you in the next one.